What's going on? Who are you? No time. The dead or alive. Here. Again? Look, man, I got another review to do, okay? It's okay. You do that, and I'll guard the door. Okay, you make sure to stay out there, alright? Let's talk about Dawn of the Dead from 1978. Welcome back, everybody, to another My Honest Opinion, and today we're going to be talking about the other Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, so he gave me a goddamn gun. I don't need it. I'm going to leave it right there on the couch. Dawn of the Dead 1978. I was honestly kind of afraid to watch this movie at first. I don't know, because I guess I had this stigma towards movies, which I shouldn't have, and I kind of don't for certain movies, that like if it's old and it's cheaper, it might just be shit automatically, you know, like yeah, I know, it's a bad stigma to have, I know. After like seeing 2004 and knowing 2004 Dawn of the Dead, after knowing that movie a lot more, certainly a lot more than the first one, and having a certain somebody on Reddit tell me that the older one, you know, watch that first and then talk about this. It's a person that I'm not going to reference because you told me not to, and if you're seeing this, what's up? I did see it, and I was pleasantly surprised at what I saw. But let's get into the synopsis for the story first. As hordes of zombies swarm over the US, the terrified populace tries everything in their power to escape the attack of the undead, but neither cities nor the countryside prove safe. In Pennsylvania, radio station employee Stephen David Emmerich, and his girlfriend Francine, Galen Ross, escape in the station helicopter accompanied by two renegade SWAT members, Roger and Pete. The group retreats to the haven of an enclosed shopping center to make what could be humanity's last stand. So yeah, that's pretty much what happens from the very beginning of the movie. From the very beginning of the movie to where the movie ends, it's pretty much that. They start at the radio station and it's just pure panic and chaos, and it's really like unnerving because there's no real context of anything yet. It's just you're watching these people for like maybe like 10 minutes or so just panic and just are all over the place with like nothing is systematic, nothing is controlled, and it gives you some sort of like tension. Because I felt uneasy. I was like, all right, I need something to give me some sort of like, I need somebody to calm the fuck down and tell me what the hell's going on, because I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. The story for this movie though is pretty straightforward like that. Things start off at the radio station and they take off. Flyboy takes off and goes all the way over to the shopping mall center with Pete and Roger in the back, as well as Francine. They go inside. It's surprisingly empty. Nobody's there because nobody thought of going to the shopping mall, at least looting it, because the place was like nobody touched it. Like God was there and said no. They go to the shopping center and they just, that's their new home. That's their new fortress. Raiders show up and then kind of like rip a hole through everything, and then people start dying, and then they just leave to the next place. The movie's story is very special because in at least one area of media, video games, you've got Left 4 Dead, Frank West. What the hell is the name of the game, bro? Oh my god, it's escaping me, but I could picture it. Dead Rising. There we go. Dead Rising. The entire game is pretty much like the movie. For Left 4 Dead, for Left 4 Dead 2, first level, Dawn of the Dead, baby. Come on. They go to the mall and they hold up at the mall for a bit and then they leave in the car. Like, come on. I'm just saying. The story is special. But you can't have a story without some characters, at least. So let's talk about the big hoss, Peter.
Who the hell cares? Let's go shopping first.
So Peter necessarily isn't the main character for the story. At least for me, I found more engagement when it was, obviously when there was actual, like, you know, when the SWAT team was breaking in and we saw Peter. Peter is kind of like the compass of the group on what to do, how to think, and what's important and what's not important. Throughout the movie, Peter is either just trying to do the right thing, saving people, shooting zombies, prepping things, making the plans, making the idea, or having some ideas. He's kind of just like, you go to him for like, what do we do, Peter? Okay, I'll go do that. Thanks. Like, he's kind of like, I got you guys. I'll help you. I'll lead you to where we need to go. That's Peter. He's big hoss for that. Okay? He's the one that's running around with a sniper, popping fools like it's nobody's job. But he's also smart. The man's smart. The guy said, let's board up the entrance to where we're going to be hiding out to make it look like a wall. That way, if anybody comes here, they don't know where they don't know where to go. They're like, where do these people go? And I would never think of that. Like, that's smart as shit, dude. Wow, Peter. That's all I gotta say about Peter, man. Peter is big hoss. He's big bro. He's got my thumbs up as a character.
Hey, too tall, too slow, too. Come in.
You look my size when you're sitting in the truck.
Now we got Mr. Roger, this sidekick. So, I'd say he's a sidekick because he has the connection with Peter. You know, they come from the same SWAT unit, and he's his support. You know, if Peter and Roger need to go do something, they go do it together. They're squad bros like that. They're like, yes, let's run it, let's go. But the thing about Roger is that in the beginning, though, he is like, you know, him and Peter, bam. But as time goes on, it gets kind of weird because he slowly starts slipping into this like weird kind of, I wouldn't say insanity. He doesn't go insane, but he becomes different a little bit. And then it ends up costing him getting bit and then being turned into a zombie, unfortunately. I don't know. Overall, though, Roger, he's okay. He's okay. Nothing too crazy. He's kind of funny. I won't lie. There are moments he's funny, but at the same time, there are moments where you see him just kind of like start losing it. He starts being different. The living dead start to change him and stuff, you know? So now we gotta talk about Steven, Mr. Superfly Boy.
Jesus Christ. They're maniacs.
So Steven being the helicopter pilot, he is probably one of the most crucial characters in this story because he is how they go from point A to point B without having to go through the streets and deal with people or the living dead. Nobody's in the air. They ain't no zombie birds. They ain't no mutant flying people. No. The sky is safest way to travel. It's kind of funny because when I try to remember Steven, he has both of this, like, he has a certain strength to him, but he also has it as a weakness because his strength is where he wants to protect Francine and he also wants to come out of this alive. But at the same time, that's also his weakness in a way because he is either blinded or he becomes, like, I feel like there were moments where he shouldn't have been afraid or he shouldn't have acted in a certain way because of how, I don't know, I guess just how it's supposed to be going. Like, there was something that I was like, all right, Steven, your character, bro, you seem like you have the strength in you, but you also, it's like, it's holding you back in a way. Like, I don't know. Steven, crucial character, sick ass fashion sense. That coat, whew, those aviators, whew, fire, bro. As a character, you're interesting up until you died. And the fact that so after he's dead, the man still remembers. This one, it made it so sad and sympathetic that he still remembered where the wall was. Goes there, beats it down, goes upstairs, opens the door and closes it and just kind of leans against the wall for a second. I don't know if he kind of fell or if he purposely just like, Rah. But it was so sad and sympathetic because even though he's still dead, he still thinks like he used to be. And I'll give George Romero's Zombies something like that because I know there's more where they're like a lot more intelligent than we think they are, or at least people that haven't seen the movies. That was so sad. Like, the man's dead, but he still remembers his previous life, and he's just aimlessly like walking around doing what he used to do. Like, that's the subtext of the movie. But I was like, damn, take him out already. Like, this is too sad. I can't watch this anymore. So Francine, I can't think of a nickname for her.
Son? Got it.
So Francine might be the harder character to maybe relate to or to attach myself with, but at the bare minimum, she kind of represented how most people might be when they first experience this. It's off the bat, panic and anxiety and not knowing what the hell's going to happen, because when we first see her, she's up against the wall, just kind of like, I think she was freaked out, either freaked out or just like not knowing what the hell to do. And as the movie progressed, up before she learned how to shoot a gun, as the movie progressed, she was just the damsel in distress up to that point. And even when there was a damn zombie like 20 feet away, and Steven was wrestling with one of them, and she was like, I don't know what to do. Go over, help him out, then handle this guy. Don't stand there frozen with fear, but maybe some people would just be frozen with fear that this is happening. You know, I've never been in such a position, so I guess maybe that's just Maybe you get frozen with fear, even if it's something you can honestly be like, walk up, and then and there you go, problem solved. Maybe so, but then after she learns how to shoot the gun, I do see more of a like calmness to this. She definitely becomes a lot more like, okay, this is happening. This is our lives, and I've gotten used to it. So now, we need to end fools. Give me the rifle. I'll pick them off. Let's go, bro. She popped some fools, bro. She saved She saved Steven and Roger a couple times. I'm pretty sure. Can't remember exactly. It's been a minute. I need to go watch the movie again. But she popped a couple fools. She saved some people. Okay, Francine, I'll give you that. You started off afraid, but you worked your way up, and now you started saving people. And hell, it was you and Peter at the very end of the movie. So you get a point for making it out alive, dog. Okay, so now as a zombie movie, George Romero's zombies are held, if not revered, as the golden standard for anything zombie, because this man built this shit up himself, with, of course, the help of other people, but it's George Romero's name that you know that made up the modern day zombie. Of course, other people have taken the idea and played with it. George Romero's zombies are a lot more intelligent from what I'm seeing. They're a lot more intelligent, and they definitely do, like, they're smart, which is dangerous. You cannot have these types of creatures smart, bro. They're smart enough to be like, I can pick things up. And I feel like I might see that in the later movies when I see them. When I see them, not if. George Romero's zombies are definitely going to prove to either me and you who haven't seen the movie before, or the series at all, how much his movies are actually influential in the modern zombie zeitgeist. Like, how much of this shit was built up. Watch these movies, you'll find out. But surprisingly, another thing we need to talk about though is the music. So the music for this movie is that new wave synth feel. The Dawn of the, I'm gonna call the Dawn of the Dead theme music. This music. Yeah, that music is perfect. I don't know why it's perfect. I guess I have a bias because I do like 80s music, but it's perfect. It has that like tension but quiet and like on edge vibe to it, where it's like, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? I don't know. You don't know either. Let's find out. Maybe not verbatim, but something like that, right? So in my closing statements, this movie has definitely removed some of that stigma I might have with older movies. Because regardless of the budget or regardless of when they were made, doesn't mean they're not good movies, you know? I'm not saying I'm gonna go watch Citizen Kane tomorrow or anything like that. That's probably down the line. I still haven't seen that movie. But it is the best movie ever made. Objectively, most likely. Subjectively, probably not. For Dawn of the Dead though, Dawn of the Dead surprised me very pleasantly. It's got a mix, fucking English, man. It's got a mix of horror, comedy, action, and pizzazz. That's its own category, pizzazz. But if I had to rate this though, oh boy, if I had to rate this, it was honestly pretty pleasant. But I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Now, for some people that might seem too low, but that's because I want to give this a 7.5 because I don't want to give it too much of a high score off the bat, because I did like it. It broke the zeitgeist. It broke the stigma in my head about it. But there are still other movies to watch. And 7.5 is not a bad movie. It's still a good movie. Hell, it borders on great. That's why it's 7.5. And hell, maybe later down in the future, I might bump it up compared to the other movies in the series, right? So it's all about waiting. It's all about waiting. I need to release like an actual list of all the movies. But yo, if you guys like that video, please like, comment, subscribe, and come back for another My Honest Opinion, which should probably be like right now, because I think I should be releasing 2 other ones. What are they? You'll see. Alright though, but peace out.